Welcome back, guys. In this new video, I'll be showing you how to draw the roof framework for a typical roof outline similar to this here. First, we need to establish the type of roof that we intend to design. And in this case, I want here should be a hip roof. Here should be a hip as well. So with a hip roof, we know that the rafters are drawn at 45 degrees or they bisect the angle. So my first step is to establish my ridge line. That's the first rule. Establish your ridge line. And the ridge line should be drawn along the longest side. So before that, you need to break. The first rule is that you have to break down this into small rectangles. So this is one rectangle. This is another rectangle. So that's one rectangle there. Next, draw the ridge line along the longer side. That is that. The next step is to bisect the angle here. And the angle here in this case is 90. To get the center, what I'll do, I'll transfer the half of this distance along here, which will be someplace here, to get that. So in that case, what I could do, I could use even a compass to do that. So here is that, or a piece of strip. And here would have been the center. So I would then draw a line from here to there to get that looking good. Then join a line from here to there to get that. If you're using AutoCAD, what you do, you engage circle, click midpoint as the start, then click here to get a circle here. Then you use the quadrant to join that from that to that. In like manner, we'd go across here and do the same thing. Transfer the half of this distance, or in essence using a circle. Transfer half of that distance here. To get that. The next step is to join the ridge to the valley. Well, the next step is to apply the same principle, which is to find the center here, draw my ridge line here first, draw this very pale, then I'm going to transfer half the distance of this here, or if you're using AutoCAD, you would open your compass, you draw a line from here to the end, mark here, then I'm going to join this point. So from here to here is the same as from here to there, then we join that there, and then this here to get that. Yeah. My next step is to bisect this angle here. And of course, whatever angle this is, we're going to bisect this angle. Yeah. And the bisector would run someplace like there. In this case, you bisect this angle, it would look something like that. In some cases, it might touches there or it might not. So this stops right there. And this stops right there. The next step is to join my ridge to this point. Then go ahead and brighten up the outline for the rafter. So I'm brightening up that part as well. Then join from here to there. And from here to there. Then join from here to there. And from here to there. From here to there. And from here to there. So this is the roof framework. Now it is time for me to add my rafters. And of course, the rule for rafters states that the rafters, your common rafters or your rafters should be perpendicular to the ridge board. Sorry, to the fascia board. And the fascia board is along the edge around here. It should be perpendicular to the ridge as well as the fascia board. And we always start here. In AutoCAD, you would use 2 lines, and the width of these should be 50. So you would draw your line, probably draw it someplace and then insert it into the drawing, or you draw a line and then offset it. Or you would use multi-line. In my case, I like to use multi-line. I probably would use multi-line, use center, use the width of the multi-line to be scale to be 50, and then I draw a line from here down. The next step is to join, come here and do that. So for AutoCAD, I would use multi-line. The next step, you could even go right across in this case for this with your multi-line. Then you're gonna offset this. The offset distance should be 600. So you're gonna offset from here, or draw a parallel line, or draw a parallel line here, parallel one here, parallel here up to the center. Then you're gonna start from here, and then you're gonna work your way inward. 600, 600. Now, if there's any section which is less than 600, let it fall someplace in the middle. And of course, your ridge should also be 50 millimeters, yeah? So when you're drawing this, or I typically draw this in AutoCAD, I would use my construction line to draw this. Then I would use my multi-line, left click here, touch, touch, left click here, touch, 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 touch. Did you get those 2 lines all at once? Then I explode to do my trimming. Now that you have done this, I'm gonna go ahead and extend these across. Extend these across right here. Now remember that we always start from our end of the ridge right here. I would also offset this along here to get these, Then you would trim off the excess to get that. Then I would mirror this, use mirror along here to get the other half on this side. And get that there. And then I would mirror everything here to get this half as well. Mirror along here to get these over here. Now, again, for this section of the roof, the same principle applies. We always start our rafters here, here. Then you're going to offset this out by 600. Offset by 600. Then do the necessary trimming up. Yeah. And then you could mirror them over here to get this side. And these will automatically fall into place. They'll eventually fall into place. Now, again, so this is another ridge. And remember that the rafters must be perpendicular to the ridge. So this would fall someplace there. Yeah, must be perpendicular to the ridge. Must be. So you must be mindful of that. This is your ridge. This is your ridge. Rafters must be perpendicular to the ridge, or they must meet at right angle. For the hip, this hip, we again go offset. So we always start the first rafter there, then we offset to where we want it to be to get that over there. So here we start here as well, then we offset to get that. Offset to get those. Yeah. And of course, you must fully label your roof. Okay, it's of great importance. You must label your roof. Here is the fascia board. Fascia board. And the fascia board is 225 by 25. Your common rafters is 150 by 50. In some cases, like in the United States, they tend to use 100 by 50, and they typically use truss. Truss And of course, just our prefabricated roof framework. Unlike our region, Jamaica, where we build our roof framework from scratch. In the US and Canada, or in most developed country, they tend to build each part of the roof and then assemble them together. So this is the command rafter. This is the hip rafter. Hip rafter. Hip rafter. And of course, hip rafters is the same size as that. Hip. This now is our valley rafter. This is valley rafter. And this is same size, same distance apart. This again is our ridge. Yeah, our ridge. So we finish drawing that. Ridge, ridge, hip rafter, and our fascia board would be around the edge of these. And these are our valley rafters. Our valley rafters. Or valley rafters. Okay, so there we go. So this is typical roof framework for a typical roof framework for a combined hip roof. All right. Again, guys, this is important to take note of these. Again, the rules are always draw the ridge line first using a pale line, and the hip rafters should always bisect the angle here. Always bisect the angle here. At the point where the hip rafters meet the ridge, we start to draw our command rafters, and we start drawing our command rafters first. Command rafters first, then we offset. Of great importance that the width of these should be 50 millimeters. Yeah, on the plan, our rafters are 50 millimeters thick or 2 inches. All right, please take notes.